For weeks, the world has been captivated by the enigmatic space traveler 3 Atlas, an interstellar object that shattered every scientific principle there is. Its radiant green light, pulsing rhythm, and unnatural contempt for the laws of physics made humanity both fascinated and uneasy. But just as scientists were starting to unlock the secrets of its bizarre behavior, the James Webb Space Telescope picked up something more ominous. Atlas was no longer solitary. A second body, 100-fold greater in size, had joined its area, a path precisely parallel to that of Atlas. This was not a matter of two cosmic wanderers crossing paths. The alignment was too keen, too calculated, and spoke of a convergence etched into the universe. Under the silent gaze of the universe, two colossal enigmas were converging in an occurrence that no science word, historical record, or myth would be able to make humanity ready to grasp. This second body, now nicknamed Colossus by astronomers, overshadowed Atlas in every possible dimension. While Atlas glowed green and pulsed like a light-filled heart, Colossus towered as a huge shadow, dark, huge, and silent. Its size was 100 times that of Atlas, its gravitational pull so massive that it pulled on nearby asteroids as it went. The initial Webb pictures only just preserved its outline. It did not give off light but absorbed it, hidden in a veil of darkness. Initially, scientists attributed the encounter to chance, two rogue bodies colliding. But that reassuring hypothesis quickly broke down. Colossus's path and speed changed with uncanny accuracy, bending on purpose until it paralleled Atlas's course. In the infinite expanse where chance collisions only happen once in billions of years, such coincidence was impossible. This was not happenstance. This was design. A convergence orchestrated among the stars. As days passed by, astronomers stood in amazement as the two bodies started to interact. Atlas's emerald glow became more intense as Colossus drew near, its pulses quickening like the living heartbeat of a being perceiving its opposite. Streamers of thin green light extended outward, reaching toward the giant guest. Colossus responded with soft, rhythmic electromagnetic emissions, low and vibrating, a bass note underlying Atlas's higher frequency. They created a mournful cosmic duet. Between millions of kilometers, two celestial bodies sang in harmony, their frequencies entwining. Space agencies openly disavowed that the encounter was a communication, but the patterns were too specific to dismiss. Atlas was no longer a lone vagabond. It was reacting, communing, with something much older and more formidable. Humanity could only observe as the two mysteries initiated a dance that seemed choreographed by something beyond human understanding. The coming of Colossus resonated out into deep space. Earth itself began to feel the repercussions. The emerald curtain Atlas had brushed across the sky became brighter, now throbbing with the beat of Colossus's deeper rumble. Citizen astronomers saw shadows cutting through the constellations, black crescents silencing stars, proof of the gigantic body of Colossus. Satellites around Earth measured gravitational anomalies, small departures that could be accounted for only by the gravity of a vast new body in the solar system. Communication systems saw anomalous hums, low-pitched sounds within radio noise that resonated with the frequencies of the two celestial giants. The night sky, previously chaotic, now exhibited patterned, structured, almost as if rewritten by their conjunction. Humanity was no longer a spectator to a far-off enigma. We were trapped within its gravitational pull, a cosmic merger taking place before our very eyes. And then came the most wondrous revelation. As Colossus approached, it did not crash into Atlas nor shatter its orbit with raw power. Rather, it decelerated and kept an impossible distance, remaining in perfect alignment alongside the smaller body. Sensors picked up rivers of exotic particles flowing between them, exchanges of energy too organized to occur naturally. Some likened it to refueling, others to communications or transfer. Many wondered if Atlas was simply waiting all the time, that it had been created to call forth or bring something to this titan of a companion. Ancient legends, long scoffed at as metaphor, now appeared prophetic, stories of green banners in the sky, dragons bellowing to their masters, emerald torches announcing great comings. It seemed that Atlas had never stood solitary. It was the herald, and its master had arrived. When Webb's instruments bore down on the space between the two bodies, they brought something remarkable into view. Energy flowed between them in shining, structured filaments, thin strands of ultraviolet light interlaced like a lattice that shifted as if it were living. Some researchers compared it to neural activity, a galactic nervous system firing over 1,000,000 kilometers. Others referred to it as an umbilical cord, Atlas nourishing the larger body, or maybe passing on something it had been carrying the whole time. These weren't disordered plumes of gas or dust, they were structured, purposeful exchanges. The question haunted all: what was being given, and what was being taken? As the rendezvous picked up pace, silence descended over official institutions. NASA issued no new photographs. The European Space Agency canceled its briefing. China and Russia would not comment on the phenomenon. But whispers leaked out from the walls of secrecy. Leaked reports said that Colossus released radiation bursts in time with Earth's orbit, as if scanning us. Others reported that Atlas's glow had started to wane, power drained into the bigger object. Amateur astronomers who attempted to upload video found their files corrupted or inexplicably flagged. It was like information itself was being deleted. Human beings weren't just being left in the dark, they were being kept there intentionally. The whole solar system started vibrating from the encounter. Equipment on Jupiter's moons captured coordinated magnetic oscillations. The solar wind was deflected unnaturally, forming not by the sun but by the electromagnetic conversation between Atlas and Colossus. Even the Voyager probes, far away from Earth, picked up faint echoes of their pulse, repeating cycles powerful enough to travel through interstellar space. The whole system hummed as if in harmony with them. Scientists argued whether this was energy transmission, communication, or something deeper, a process needing the solar system as its stage. Whatever it was, it radiated outward like ripples on a cosmic pond. Atlas was no longer an oddity, it was part of a change that included everything. Then the most frightening phase, patterns emerged within the lattice of energy connecting the two giants. Triangles, spirals, grids, geometries twisting and reshaping in purposeful sequence. Algorithms found mathematical constants embedded within them, shapes that mirrored ratios present in biology, architecture, and even ancient earth carvings. Was this coincidence, or was the universe leaving a message across the heavens? Some theorized that Atlas had been a seed and Colossus the soil, that the two of them were performing an activation sequence. Others hushed about sinister theories, that Atlas had served as a beacon calling a fleet. One truth came through: this was not chaos, but design. The rendezvous was only just beginning. Witnesses throughout the world soon observed the previously brilliant Atlas waning. Its pulses faltered, emerald light drawing inward. Spectrographic analysis verified that its radiance wasn't spreading, it was being siphoned off, fed through the filaments to Colossus. To some, it looked like a sacrifice. Atlas was sacrificing itself. Humanity understood that Atlas never was the headliner, it was merely the prelude. The herald was doing its job. As Atlas disappeared, Colossus transformed. Its former blank shadow now glowed weakly. Paths of light tracing along its skin in fine networks, like circuits coming alive. Webb's photos displayed geometries too balanced to be natural, forms emerging on a scale that was beyond human comprehension. Colossus was no longer a lifeless form, it was evolving into something dynamic, something constructed, or alive. Probes around Saturn measured gravitational distortions radiating outward, bending light and even warping spacetime. Astronomers spoke in hushed tones of propulsion-type effects, speculating that Colossus was preparing to travel, rewriting the very fabric of space as it did. The most characteristic moment came not through vision, but through rhythm. The pulses once radiated by Atlas alone now resonated through Colossus, amplified throughout the solar system like a drumbeat. Both Voyager probes recorded the same synchronized signal, a pattern recurring in prime numbers and golden ratios, unmistakable signatures of intellect. Atlas had been the messenger. Colossus was the megaphone. Together, they were broadcasting something huge into space. The meet wasn't a meeting, it was an activation. Then, suddenly, all was different. The green radiance went out. The pulses stopped. The lattice of sound between the two things dissolved into nothingness. Instruments captured nothing but white noise. Some scientists thought the process was over, others worried it had merely stopped. The silence that remained was more dense than any noise, a silence so total that it echoed. All their instincts told them they weren't done. They were waiting. For weeks, humankind stood aghast as Atlas defied the laws of nature, only to be accompanied by a giant that was 100-fold larger. From wonder it turned to terror, and terror became epiphany. The green glow, the lattice pattern, the space-time warpage, the math signals, all led to the same realization. Atlas was the herald. Colossus was the arrival. The meeting itself was the message. And the ensuing silence was more chilling than what had come before. As Colossus began to move in darkness, blazing with fluctuating geometries of light that devoured constellations, the universe went quiet. Old legends had told of jade dragons in the sky, of green pennants at the close of an era, of emerald flame dragons turning back into the sun. Those were not legends, those were recollections. Mankind had seen it before and documented it in symbols. Now, with tools that stab through the universe, we finally get it. It's a cycle. A convergence older than our kind. And the most chilling question is no longer what we've witnessed, but what's next? Was this an awakening of something latent? A message beyond our ability to understand? Or a signal claiming the solar system itself as territory? The silence is not reassuring, it is warning. Because silence is never final. It is the calm before the storm. So, look to the heavens while you can. You are not observing comets or passing debris. You are seeing the gathering of forces capable of rewriting the heavens. The meeting has started, and its intent is secret. When Colossus moves once more, the truth that has slumbered in the heavens for millennia will come to pass.